going over some different reports. So please make sure that you have signed in using the sign-in link that's been provided in the chat. And then also, if you all need access to the materials for today, you can find that in LiveBinder. And Bridget has provided the LiveBinder link along with the passcode that you'll need to download the information. So before we get started, any questions? Can you all hear me? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so everyone can hear me. Okay, so Mr. Dawson, maybe your connection. Well, he can't hear me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off with RA 105. I'm going to share my screen. All right, so are you all able to see my screen? Yes, okay. All right, so this portion of the training, I'm going to need your participation because I need to find out how many of you have not received an email from WebSCM, and it's the e-auth email. I'll show you all what it looks like. We'll come to it in just a minute. Let me go ahead and start this. Okay. So of course, anytime you attend training with us, there's an acknowledgement statement. So you understand and acknowledge the training you're about to take does not cover the entire scope of the program, and that you are responsible for knowing and understanding all handbooks, manuals, alerts, notices, and guidance, as well as any other forms of communication that provide further guidance, clarification, or instruction on operating the program. And as you all have seen throughout the multiple trainings that we've had for WebSCM, this is the WebSCM transition QR code. So if you all have not had the opportunity, please go ahead and scan this code, or you can go to squaremeals.org. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the home screen, you will see this icon where it says USDA Foods. And you'll also see WebSCM transition. And you can click there. And this provides more information regarding WebSCM transition. Okay, so first we're going to go over a few different objectives. So this is our outline for this first part of the training. So of course we'll go over our overview and objectives. We're also going to discuss how to create a new user. So we'll navigate through the portal pathways to create new users. We'll go over assigning user roles. So the objectives and the outcomes. So by the end of this course, you all will be able to understand how user administrators create a new user and assign security roles in WebSCM. All right, so creating a new user. So when will you all use this actual or do this procedure? So anytime you have a new staff that joins your RA organization, remember RA is recipient agency, or also known as CE, so you all. And why? So you're gonna use this procedure to create new users and assign security roles in WebSCM. I apologize. I am on the wrong PowerPoint. I didn't think this looked right. Let me exit out just one moment. I apologize. Okay, can you all see my screen now? Let me get where we need to be. Okay, so these are some commonly used acronyms that you all will need to be familiar with. So prior to using WebSCM, some of the acronyms that you all were familiar with. So in TXU and PS, you all were known as contracting entity. So now in web-based supply chain management, WebSCM, you all will be known as recipient agency, so RA. Also TDA, Texas Department of Agriculture. You all are familiar with TDA. In WebSCM, you will see SDA. So that's your state distributing agency, which is TDA. Also, you'll need to become familiar with transactions, formerly known as operations, but in WebSCM, it will now be known as transactions. Also, surveys will now be replaced with catalog. So in WebSCM, you'll need to know that your catalogs were formerly known as surveys. Okay, so this is the email that I was referring to when we first got started. So how many of you have not seen this email or have not completed this task? You can put that in the chat. Okay. So it looks like quite a few of you have not. Okay. So are you all able to check now? Please make sure you check your spam. If you have like a junk mail folder, can you check there? Okay. So it looks like majority of you have not. So when you do receive this email, and they are coming out in batches. So when you do receive this email, then you'll need to follow these steps. So it looks like a few of you have received it. So okay. Okay. So we'll just go through what you need to do whenever you do receive your email. And I know it's going to be kind of hard to follow along because you don't have the email, so you will definitely need to refer back. And if you still have any questions or you need assistance with completing this particular task, then you're more than welcome to reach out to us and we can walk you through. Okay. So once you have received this email, you will need to make sure that you follow these steps. And again, if you have not received the email, of course, you cannot do this. And we are recording this training, so if you need to, like I said, refer back, you can, so you can follow the steps. Okay, so once you have received your email, you're going to go in and you're going to see where it says step 1 and it says create eAuth ID. And then you'll also see a step 2, register WebSCM account. So all users must complete step 2. Now, the reason why it's saying all users must complete step 2, because some of you may already have accounts. If you all use Favors or DoD, you may already have an account, but you still are required to register for WebSCM for a WebSCM account. Okay, and so once you register for that WebSCM account, you are going to receive an action email, and it's going to have a link. Now, this link is unique to your account only, so you can't share it with your coworkers or other people, your friends that may work in a different RA. This is unique to you only and to your account. And without registering, you will not be able to set up a WebSCM account. So please make sure you follow these steps. Again, like I said, if you all have an existing eAuth account, so like if you use favors for DOD or USDA mobile, the food buying guide, then you will skip step 1 and you'll go straight to step 2, which is going to be on a later slide for you all that are skipping step 1. All right, so step 1, open the action required email. Again, make sure you're checking your spam, your junk mail, because you have to have this email in order to complete these steps. So once you receive the email, you're going to click on USDA authentication page to start step 1. So here, you can see. And then once you do that, you're going to go to click on create an account. Okay, and then for you all, you're an RA. So you're going to come here to the second part where it says RA account registration. And you're going to click on customer and then click on continue. Again, make sure you're under RA account registration, and you're going to enter your email address. And you're going to enter the email address in which your initial email, your action required email, was sent to. Okay, and then here you'll come to the customer account registration. So this is where you're going to enter your government issued name. So your legal name that's issued on your government issued ID. So when you all initially set up, when we initially set you all up, you received an email from TDA or Sapphire, and it asked you to put your legal name. So this is the same name that you'll need to make sure that you enter here. Okay. And then it's going to say you receive an email, and it's going to say confirm email. Then once you receive that, you'll need to go ahead and click on eAuth process. Now keep in mind, when you're doing this process, you must click on that link within 30 minutes, because if you don't, it will expire. So make sure when you're doing this process, you have time to sit down and dedicate to this process, because if it's not completed within the 30 minutes, again, the link will expire. Okay, and so again, here is where you're putting in your name and then your email address, your account registration email, and then it's going to populate your user ID, which is going to be your email address that you put in. And then you're going to create an eAuth account password. So please make sure when you're creating your password that you're looking at the items that must be included. So it must be at least 12 characters long, no more than 24 characters, must include at least one number, one uppercase, and one lowercase letter, one special character, no spaces, and it's saying that dictionary words may not be used in passwords. And then the previous 24 passwords may not be reused. So you're going to confirm your password here. And then you're going to receive an email with your user ID. So your user ID is going to be listed in the body of the email. And then next, for you all that skip this step, this is a step that you will be required to do. So for step 2, this is where you're going to register your WebSCM account. Let me look in the chat, see if we have any questions. All right, so step 2. So again, you're going to go to that original email of the action required. You're going to go to step 2 where it says register WebSCM account. And you may have to scroll down to find that where it says step 2. And then once you do scroll down, you'll come to this area. And it's going to be a long registration link. And you'll click there. And this is where you're going to get started on setting up your WebSCM account. Okay, and so here you're going to enter your email address, which is going to be your eAuth user ID, which it may include your email address, numbers, letters, and numbers, symbols and numbers. And you're also going to enter your password. And then you're going to hit login, password. And if you do have any problems with logging in, then you may have used different credentials when you initially signed up. So you'll need to make sure that you're using the correct credentials. So the current training instructions are for those that have not completed the first step. Yes. Okay, and so then once you have entered that information, you'll come here and it says Web SCM rules of behavior, and you'll need to scroll down and read those, and then you're going to click accept, and then hit submit. And then once you come to this screen, then congrats, you know that you have now been logged into WebSCM and you're at the home screen. So this is an indication of the live system here, WebSCM. Remember when we're in the training site, we see NTRN. Well, once you're in the live system, you won't see NRTN. You'll see this actual icon or logo. And then also you'll see your name here. And then you'll also see your RA name or your organization name. And also it is recommended that you go ahead and bookmark this page because you all will be using it quite a bit. So to bookmark, you'll just click your star in your browser in your address bar. And then once you've clicked the star, then it's going to come up with the name. So you can name it whatever you would like, but the recommendation is that you name it WebSCM Production or WebSCM Live. And then hit done, click done. And then this is just an example of how it will look on your screen. So you can see here the different addresses that they have bookmarked. So here, WebSCM production is bookmarked. Okay, and so here is how you would, if you run into any error. So say you forget your username, then your resolution is going to be, you're going to click on forgot user ID, and then follow the prompts. And then say you forgot your password. Again, you would click on forgot password and follow the prompts. Okay, and so this is when you would contact WebSCM. So WebSCM or eAuth will not be able to help you all that much, I would say. So you'll really need to refer to your contact list on Square Mail. So if you go to squaremails.org, again, if you scroll down to the bottom of the screen, you'll see your WebSCM transition page and click there. And that's where you'll find your contacts. Or you can also reach out to us. But if you do have to reach out to eAuth Desk, the second section is where how you would contact them. But right now, please reach out to us and we can assist you. Okay, so when you're logged into WebSCM, if you have any of the following issues, then you'll definitely want to make sure you're in the live system. So for instance, if you all do not see your catalogs or you don't see like your personal data, so when you log in, you don't see your name or your recipient agency name or previous requisitions, then make sure, check your banner logo. So make sure that you're actually logged into the live system, because you want to make sure you're not in that training system. So here you can see the two differences. So this is actually the live system logo. And then this is the training logo. So again, make sure that you're in the correct systems once we actually go live. So just as a reminder, make sure you contact us if you have any issues right now. I know that was quite a bit of information. Do we have any questions on this section? Again, for those of you that have not received your email, please be on the lookout. You should receive that soon. They are being sent out in batches, so you may not have received any information. Hey, Mr. Reed, you said, how can you know if you already have a user profile and don't remember? Do you use favors or DoD? Yes, okay. So more than likely you do have a profile out there. So we'll need to work with you separately. It's been a long time. Okay. Mr. Reed, what district are you with? Denison. Okay. And so, yeah, so we had a question. So once WebSCM is up and running, will you all still use favors for ordering produce? So yes, you will. And Maria, we can get in contact with you. Okay, so next we're going to actually go over the different WebSCM user roles. Give me just a moment. I'm going to get that set up.
Okay, right now, Nikisha's having just little technical issues here, so she's going to try to get the PowerPoint back up. And then I was trying to answer some questions here in the chat. But for those of you that already have Favors accounts, you will have an account for WebSCM, and in the instructions, it actually talks about that to where you'll go ahead and skip one of the steps, but you will set up an account for WebSCM, but you're going to have that email. So we definitely will be able to help you with that when you do receive the email. Today, we're just taking you through the steps. And so, as always, you'll be able to go back and take a look at those steps to set up your account. And then we'll be available to help as well. And we also will have in-person lab next month on the 12th and 13th of December.
Okay, I apologize for that delay. All right, so next we are going to go over our WebSCM user roles. All right, so these are the different user roles. So we're going to start off with our WebSCM user administrator. So this is similar to in TXU and PS, you all have user access managers. Well, this is like similar administrator. So this person is going to manage and maintain your users. So if you're in RAs that have multiple users, the actual user administrator will be able to manage and create new users. So they will not be able to create another user administrator. So if a user administrator leaves a district, there is a form that you all will have to fill out in order to designate another user administrator, because there is only one per organization. And also this user administrator, I keep wanting to say access manager, user administrator will be able to update contact information and assign roles for users within their RA. And then also they'll be able to deactivate accounts that are no longer needed. So as far as like security, their support or report, they'll be able to provide details on all users. So including people that have been locked out and deleted. So they'll see all that information on reports. They'll also be able to monitor non-active users. So there's someone that you need to see if they're using actually the system, then you'll be able to see the non-active users. Also, you're going to be able to confirm and validate role assignments and status or organization users. You'll also be able to validate users have maintained correct email and contact information. So if their information needs to be updated, you'll be able to see that and also make those changes. Okay, so WebSCM order manager. So this person will be able to actually work with the order management. So they'll be able to create domestic order entry. Also, as far as running reports, they'll be able to run entitlement and bonus summary reports. They'll also be able to run RA entitlement and bonus detail reports. And we'll talk more about reports in just a moment. And then also the shipment receipt. So you'll be able to enter shipment receipt information and then also upload shipment receipt information. And this is only for the RAs that have direct ship. All right, so going back to our WebSCM organization administrator. So they'll be able to view all of the users. Also, they'll be able to manage organization information. And then as far as user security reports, so they'll be able to provide details on all users. And again, monitor your non-active users. I think I went backward. And then you'll be able to also confirm and validate role assignments in the status or organization users. And then also validate users that have make sure that they have correct email and contact information. Okay, so there are some users in WebSCM that have view rights only. And so they'll be able to see reports. So they'll be able to see like the list of materials. They'll be able to see like your pricing reports. They'll also be able to see some of the entitlement and bonus summary reports and the entitlement and bonus detail reports. And then also the domestic ship to contact reports, the requisition status reports, the redistribution and redonation detail reports, and then value of commodities received, your RA report. So basically they'll be able to see or view reports. All right, so that is it as far as the different user roles. Any questions on user roles? Remember, you all have assigned user roles for your RAs. That was done. That was one of the first steps that you all completed. Stop sharing. Okay, so now we're going to go over how to create new users in WebSCM. This I'm skipping through. Skipping over. Okay, so when would you actually create a new user? So you would use this procedure when new staff join your RA organization. And then why? So of course, you want to use this procedure to create new users and assign security roles in WebSCM. So of course, if someone leaves and you get a new person, you want to make sure that, the job still goes on and that you assign that role to the new person and that you take out the employee that is no longer there. Okay, so I'm going to give you all just a moment. If you all want to go ahead and log into the training system, you can follow along here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the training login information or the link in the chat. Oops. I got it. Okay, thank you. All right, so now you should be able to see the link in the chat. And you're going to use your your training information. So your training username and your training password to log into the training site. So once you've gotten there, go ahead and put it in the chat. You can put there or done so that I know that we can go ahead and move forward. Like most of you are in. All right, so once you get in, of course, you'll see the home screen and you'll also see your news and alerts down below. But go ahead and click on admin. And we're going to go over how to create a new user. Okay, so once you've clicked on admin, then you're going to click on manage users. Okay, and so once you've clicked on manage users, do you all see this box that comes up? It says welcome to manage users. And then it has user, it has a first name and last name. Of course, it may not look like my screen because you are in the test database and this information was pulled a while ago, but you should see your existing users listed. You all see that? Yes? Okay. Okay. And so then you're going to come to this section and you're going to enter a new username in the search criteria field to prevent duplicating user profiles. And you can search by first name or last name. So you just click on that drop down menu. Then you're going to, depending on which one you selected, if you selected first name, then you're going to enter the name of the new user. Everyone completed that task? One yes. Okay, so Christy, so here, back one. So you can filter it by first or last name. Go ahead and filter it by first name, search by first name. And then you're just going to enter a new user. So you can use the same information here you would like. Okay, so then once you've entered that information, if the user appears in search, do not continue creating a new user. You'll need to review and update existing user. So it'll appear that they're already in the system. And if no profile exists, then you will click continue and click create new user. Everyone there? Okay. All right. So then once you've clicked on create new user, you'll come to this window. And this is where you're going to provide additional information, or you'll see additional information. And so you'll have to enter the information here in the orange box that's required. So you can see some fields are required and they have the red star by them. But you'll want to put in as much data as possible. And then click save. So again, we're under the personal data tab. Click save. Everyone, have you all been able to click save? So next we're going to move on to the role. This is where you're going to actually assign the role data. So click on role data on that tab. And then next, this is where you're going to choose which available role that you want this user to have. And so you'll see all of the available roles that you're able to choose from. And so once you click there, click on the role, then you'll go to add. And you'll see which roles they have been assigned in their current roles. See that? And again, make sure that you're assigning the correct user role. So here again is the user roles, just a quick snapshot of each of the different roles. So make sure when you're assigning that you're reviewing this information so that you're giving the correct access. So again, we have clicked on the actual role that we want to assign. Again, you want to click add. And then you'll see their assigned role. And you'll repeat the process if additional roles are needed. And then once you have assigned those desired roles, make sure you click Save. And then you can go back to your user selection and you should be able to see that new role that you create or assigned. And then if you need to assign or create additional user roles, you would repeat that process. So you can click on the user and then you can check their role again, make sure that the role, the current role that you assign them to is there. And then you have created a new user. When you say rename a user, like, what do you mean? Pam to Maria. Oh, like change your name? I don't know that you can do that, but we'll find out. Because remember all the information, remember you're using your legal information, your legal name. If you have a typo, can you correct it? Yes. But remember when you initially created a user for WebSCM, all the information should have been already corrected. Any questions on creating a new user? Oh, yes. So your users will be the name of the users, yes. Remember, we're just using the training site for training purposes. So of course, there's not names, yeah. All right, so it's 9:58 and I know we've gone over quite a bit of information. So let's take a 5-minute break. And then we'll have one more section as far as user roles, and then we're going to jump into the reports. So it's 9:58. Let's come back at 10:03. All right, it's 10:03. Go ahead and get started. All right, so next we're going to go over assigning multi-role users. So go ahead and stay in the training website, but go back to the home page. We're going to start all the way over. Okay, so when would you be using or assigning multiple role users? So you would use this procedure for organizations who have one user fulfilling multiple roles in WebSCM. So an example of this would be if you have a food service director that is the only staff member and needs to know and see how to do everything. So we do have a lot of districts out there who are one man, one woman show that do it all. So the food service director would need to make sure that they have access to all of the different roles in this case. All right, so going back to the training website, are you all on the home screen? Okay, yes. Okay, so you're going to click on admin again. Click on the admin tab. All right. So once you've clicked on the admin tab, click on manage users. And so once you've clicked on manage users, you'll see all of your users here. So all of your existing users will be listed. All right, so go ahead and click on one of your existing users. All right, and so you've clicked on one of your existing users, and then you should see user details. And then below, you'll see those three tabs. So you should see personal data, role data, and admin data. Go ahead and click on role data. Is everyone there? Yes, okay, great. Okay, and then you'll see under role data, you'll see their current role. So you should see under the user that you've selected, you should see their current roles. So for this, for here on my example, you can see that this user has a role of being the user admin. Yours may look different. Okay, and then you're going to click on modify. So this is how you're going to add a user role to this particular account. And then once you click there, you can see all of the available roles for this user. And then remember, you see current roles. So you can go ahead and select a user role that you want to add to this current user. So highlight on the roll. And then click add. And then once you've clicked add, you should see under current roles, you should see all of the roles that this user has access to. Is everyone there? Were you able to assign another role? Okay, yes, good. Make sure you click save. And that is how you assign multiple roles. So again, if you needed to repeat that process, like for another user, then that's how you would add or assign another role. Well, not too bad. All right. So that completes the first part of our training this morning. Are there any questions? Again, I know it's a lot of information. If you all need additional help, please reach out to us. We will definitely assist you. All right, so I am going to turn it over to Ms. Tamika. She's going to complete our second portion of the training.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so before we get started, we're going to take like a 9-minute break. I need to run out for a second here, and then we'll just reconvene at 10:20, and we're going to be going over the reports. Again, please stay in the training environment so that way you can access and see what we're going to be doing for RA 106. So we will come back at 10:20. Thank you. Okay, we are back. Okay, so you all should be able to see my screen. We are at the part that you all have been waiting for, which is the last part of the training. This is RA 106. And so we're going to go over, this is going to be part one of it. And then we also have a part two. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Okay, of course, as you know, we have our acknowledgement statement. The training that you're about to take does not cover the entire scope of the program, and that you are responsible for knowing and understanding all handbooks, manuals, alerts, notice, and guidance, as well as any other forms of communication that provide further guidance, clarification, or instruction on operating the program. Okay, so they asked a question of why WebSCM, and we did answer this question a while back, but again, since 2010, TDA has used the web-based supply chain management system to submit RA orders to USDA. USDA owns and regularly updates WebSCM, making it the best solution to serve our RAs in Texas now and even in the future. So that is our why. Okay, and then here you have the QR code here that you can scan for the WebSCM transition page. So you can see that information there. Okay, so now we'll look at the course objectives and the outline. So we'll have our introduction, process, terms and overview. So we'll look at fulfillment process, WebSCM acronyms, terms, definitions, portal components, and then entitlement bonus summary report, summary reports of allocation and bonuses, and then entitlement bonuses detail report. And then we're going to review how each requisition impacts entitlement. So we're going to look at the course objectives. So by the end of this course, participants will be able to understand how to access and execute entitlement bonus reports, both summary and detailed, identify where to locate beginning entitlement balance, remaining entitlement balance, and bonus for current and previous school years. And then you'll be able to review how transactions impact the entitlement. So we're going to take a look at the processes and terms again. As we know, TH1PS is going away. So in that system, you all are referred to as contracting entities. In the web-based supply chain management system, you all will be considered recipient agency. Texas Department of Agriculture in TH1PS and web-based is going to be the state distributing agency. TH1PS, it was operations. WebSCM, it will be transactions. TH1PS survey, WebSCM catalog, and then TH1PS was brown box, and web-based chain management is going to be direct delivery. So those are the changes that we have looked at before. Okay, so WebSCM only has visibility from entitlement to initial delivery point. So the initial delivery point will be the warehouse or state contracted for the recipient agency for direct ships or processors. Recipient agencies will use processor warehouses, tracking systems when materials requested in WebSCM arrive at the designated ship to or initial delivery point. Okay, again, you all should be in the training environment. This is the training environment website. As we have mentioned before, just note that when you are in the training environment, you will see the NTRN, and that lets you know that you're in the training environment. You all should have your username and password that we are using for the training environment. Okay, so here, this is going to show you when you log on to WebSCM, you'll enter the eAuth ID, you'll enter the password, and then you'll hit the login button. So this is how it will look for the regular, the live environment. And while we're in the training environment, you will see the information look about the same, but it'll be a little bit different because you'll be using your trainer user login and then your trainer password, and then you'll just hit login. Most of you should be in the training environment. right now. Okay, and I noticed Nikisha and Bridget have placed the training environment website again for you all in the chat, so you can be able to access that. Okay, so just keep in mind that when you're in the training environment, you will see the NTRN, which signals that you are in the training environment. It will have the username there, so you can see the Lemon One user RA. And then again, this is letting you know that you are in the training environment. So you will see that. Okay, so this part, we will move on. Sorry, I'm going backwards. We go forward. Okay, so when we get in there, we want to check at the bottom of the page, we want to see if we want to check the forum from any new updates. So every time you go in there, when you get into the live environment, always check that. Remember, as we've said a lot of times, the training environment goes through a refresh on Friday through Monday. So the training environment is only available on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I know many of you have reached out on Mondays or Fridays saying you're not able to access it, and that is because they're doing a refresh at that time. So you'll want to get in the training environment Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I need to continue to go forward. Okay, so on this page, we're going to go to the home page, and you will see here the home, admin, reports, and then help. And so on the help there, the level 1, this is going to provide you with the highest level of navigation. This tab, this is going to also depend on the user role in WebSCM. And Ms. Nikisha just went over like the user roles and how to assign those, but this is where you will be seeing that information there. Let me go forward, okay. And then on this part, you click on like the order processing. This will give you a sub menu of options for this part. Okay, and so on this part, this is what we're going to be looking at. So you all would want to go to the home screen and you'll want to click on reports, because that's what we're going to be looking at for this training. So when you click on reports, you will see the drop down here. You'll see entitlement management, and then it's going to list the different reports there. So I just do a check-in with y'all to make sure I'm not moving too fast. Are you all at this page where you have clicked on reports and then you see the entitlement management? Yes, okay. Okay, okay, great. This is where we're going to be working in. We'll continue to go forward and not backwards. Okay, so here, this is where you're going to put in the program year. So you can, with the program. So our program, of course, is NSLP. So you can, in that box, you can put in NSLP, or you can use the box to the right. You can click on that box, and then it will have the actual programs to come up to where you can match it there. Okay, so now we're going to look more into our entitlement bonus summary reports and program allocation and bonuses. Okay, so let's talk about the win. So you're going to run this report at the beginning and throughout the desired program year. The reason why you're going to run this report is to obtain a summary of a quick snapshot of beginning and remaining entitlement balances and bonuses. Okay, so as you can see up here at the top, this is how THUNPS looks now. And then we will be working in WebSCM. So you will be looking at entitlement management and then entitlement bonus summary report, or RA entitlement bonus detail report. So the bulletin will be accessed in WebSCM. The RA Order Manager and RA View Only user roles will only have access to these reports. So if you are designated as an Order Manager or you have RA View Only rights, you will be able to see the reports. Processing, reserved, used, and remaining will not be tracked separately in WebSCM. So please make note of that these are going to be commingled. So your processing will be in with your entitlement. Processing and direct delivery entitlement will not need to be pre-designated in WebSCM. Entitlement funds in WebSCM include both processing and direct delivery. They are commingled in WebSCM. So just keep that in mind. You will see that information. It will not break out as it did in TH1PS. Okay, this is showing us the entitlement usage part here. So in WebSCM, funds include both processing and direct delivery. As I said before, they are commingled. In WebSCM, processing amounts will not need to be reserved or earmarked as previously done in TH1PS. So when you all would do your allocations and say, okay, I'm going to put so much over here for processing, you will not do that in WebSCM. So I'm going to go forward. Okay, so again, we want to come back. We want to click on reports and we will click there. And then we're going to go to entitled management. So here, you're going to be able to run this report and you're going to be able to see your beginning entitlement balance, also your remaining entitlement balance. You will see the DoD allocation if you opted into DoD Fresh. And then bonuses selected for your desired program year. And then for Texas, as we're doing this training, you're going to be able to access like the year 2022 through 2023. And then you'll see like entitlement order total, entitlement pounds, and entitlement balance. So we're going to see more details as we go through the slides here. Okay, so everybody should be at reports. You're going to go to reports. Under entitlement management, you're going to click on entitlement bonus summary report. Okay, here, this is where we want to type in our program. So as I mentioned before, you can type in NSLP or over to the right of it in that box. You can click on that box and then it's going to come up with this screen here to show you the program that you can select. So whichever one is quicker for you on that one. Okay, so after you've put in the NSLP, then you're going to put in the program year. So if the current school year is 22-23, then you're going to enter 2023 for the program year. Reports for previous years can be run if desired once historical data is available. Okay, so this number here, when you see that RA and then the SDA, State Distributing Agency number, just remember that number will auto-populate. So that number will already be there. Okay, then over to your left-hand corner, you're going to click on execute. And so when you execute, this is going to allow you to pull this up in a PDF. So as we go here, you're going to be able to print to PDF. That would be option 1, but TDA does recommend that you do option 2, which will be putting it into an Excel so that way you can see all of your columns and everything in one place. So you're going to click on export because you want to put this in Microsoft Excel where you can see everything. Just keep in mind with Chrome, the Excel report is going to appear at the bottom of the screen. And so as you click the export, it's going to open up an Excel at the bottom. So once you all get to this part of it, if this comes up on your screen, you may have to hit the enable button so that way you can look at the opening file. And then this is going to pull up the columns I believe it's going to be all 26 of them from A to Z. So you'll be able to look at all of the columns at one time in Excel. Okay, then we're just going to kind of look at the different columns here. So the first one here we're going to be looking at is the this is column B, and so this is going to show like your RA WebSCM ID there. So you'll see that information. And then it's going to have the recipient agency name. So as y'all can see there, like the school district name will be there. And then on this one, it just shows you the sold to city as well as the sold to state for this one. So that's columns D and E. And then of course, it's going to show the program year. So this is, they have on this example, 2022 for this example. Okay, column G, of course, is the column that we want to pay attention to because this shows the total share of entitlement available to the recipient agency at the beginning of the school year, and it has a dollar value. So we want to make sure we take a look at column G. That's going to show us our beginning balance. Okay, so if viewing the current year entitlement report, the beginning balance may be differing in September or October. The entitlement balance references funds that can be used for direct delivery as well and processing. So you'll see that there. And then if you did do any of the DOD, this is going to be allocated by TDA. So that amount will go in column H. You will see that amount there. So you'll have your beginning balance and then the amount that was allocated for DOD fresh. Okay, so the dollar value of all entitlement orders placed in direct delivery and processing through WebSCM, it does not include the DOD fresh and ordered through favors. And then they give you like the thing here with fresh fruit and vegetable order receipt system. So it just kind of tells you what that stands for. And so the next slide is next couple of slides is going to show y'all how that breaks out. Column J is going to have the entitlement pounds. So this amount of entitlement pounds in direct delivery. In this part, it does not include DOD fresh. So that's going to be by itself in column H. The amount of entitlement pounds ordered through WebSCM does not include the DOD fresh ordered through favors. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so this is going to show you how it breaks out. So just kind of show y'all the columns, and then in the next couple of slides, we're going to show you the actual number so you can see how that looks. So of course, column G is going to have our beginning balance. We'll see column H is going to have our DOD fresh amount. And then column I is going to have the entitlement order total. And then K is going to show us our ending balance. So we'll know what we have left over. Okay, so we'll just show you a little math here. So just very simple here. For this example in column G, which shows our beginning balance, we have 100,000. The state has allocated us 8,000 for DOD fresh. We don't have anything ordered yet in entitlement order total. And then our entitlement balance will be the 92,000. So that shows us what is available for our entitlement. The DOD fresh has already been allocated at 8,000. So that's already been taken out. So we can see that amount there. Okay, so here on this example, you're able to see that your beginning balance was 100,000. That 8,000 was already taken out for your DOD fresh. And then you did use some entitlement. So you used about 25,000. So they're going to take that 25,000 out of the 92,000, and then that's going to leave you 67,000 for your entitlement. Keep in mind that 8,000 for the DOD fresh will still be there. Because you haven't used any of that as of yet, but you did use entitlement, which was 25,000. So that was taken out of the 92,000 that was left. And so that is how they got the 67,000. So 25,000 from 92,000 equal the 67,000 there left for the entitlement balance. Okay, so here, this is going to show you some bonus order totals. So if you do have anything there, it will show you the total there. That will be column L for that one. Okay, if bonus has been used to request commodities, the total will reflect in the bonus order column. Okay, any questions at this point? We are going to get ready for our first knowledge check of RA 106. Please remember your student ID. And an example, for your student ID is going to be the region. Most of you all are in region 10, but we do have some other regions on here. So if you will put that region that you're in, it's going to be your region, and then the CEID. And then it should be the 5-digit of your CEID. So I'm just going to use the one that I know off the top of my head, and then it's going to be your last name. So that is the example there for your student ID for the knowledge check. Okay, so let me pull that up so you all can access that. So that's the QR code for your knowledge check. When you are done, just place done or complete or check mark, hands up in the chat so we'll know that you have completed that portion of it. And remember, you all, TDA is keeping track of your assessments. We are keeping track of your training. I'll give y'all another minute or so for the knowledge check. Let us know when you have completed it. Okay, and that can make sense that it would be the test from 102 because again, that one was on reports and this one is on reports as well. Okay, I'm trying to see what link is it that needs to be added to the chat. Okay, hopefully that helps. Okay, so let me know when y'all are done because you will need to have that assessment done. TDA is keeping track of those assessments being completed. Okay, so hopefully everybody is done with that. If not, you can go back and take the knowledge check for this. I don't think you have to be in the training environment to take the knowledge check, so you should be able to access it from the presentation here. Okay, so we will move on to the next part. Okay. So just another little bit of a knowledge check for you all. This is going to be the entitlement summary report terms. So we're just going to do these all as a group. So for entitlement order total, that is going to be the dollar value of the entitlement ordered through WebSCM. It doesn't include the DoD fresh ordered through favors, and that is fresh fruit and vegetable order receipt system. The next one is entitlement pounds. That is the amount of entitlement pounds ordered through WebSCM. It does not include the DoD ordered through favors. Beginning balance. That is going to be the balance of entitlement available to the school at the beginning of the year. This is the dollar value. Does anybody remember what column the entitlement balance was in? Let's see. No. Was it in K, y'all? Okay, let's go back. Hold on. It was G. That is where your entitlement balance is at. Now, K is going to give, G is going to give your beginning balance, and then K is going to give your ending balance. So hopefully I wasn't confusing with that one. Okay, so let me go back so y'all can get there. Okay, so our other one, I'm sorry, the DoD fresh amount is going to be the dollar value of entitlement allocated to the DoD Fresh Fruits and Vegetable Program. And then the last one, entitlement balance, that is the amount of the entitlement remaining after direct delivery and diverted pounds have been allocated. Okay. And some of you are saying yours look different, and that's okay. We are just in the training environment for this one. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the entitlement bonus detail report and program allocations and bonuses. We want to look at our when. So when we're going to run this report after requisitions for materials have been placed in WebSCM, and then the why is to review how each item requested impacts entitlement balance and review how much entitlement is remaining. So we definitely want to take a look, continue to look at what's remaining, keeping up with our balance. Okay, so we're going to look at the old way versus the new way. So in THUMPS, you all would see the breakout of the entitlement and then your entitlement usage, and then it would show your entitlement balance. So in WebSCM, you're just going to go to entitlement management, and then you're going to go to entitlement detail report. So you will run this report to view all of your transactions, your order quantities, your unit measures for requests, if you ordered it by pounds or cases, and then your average cost for that. And so we're going to take a look at how all of that looks, and then your entitlement amount available. And when y'all see that amount available on the columns, you will notice that the E is left off of the word available, but that is still the word available there. So let's take a look how that looks. Okay, so we're going to go back to our home page. You're going to click on reports to access your entitlement bonus detail reports, and then we're going to follow the steps. So you'll click on entitlement management. Let me take a look here in the chat. Okay, so yes, we are in the training environment. So you're going to click on reports and then entitlement management. And then you're going to click on RA entitlement bonus detail report. Once you go there, as we did before, you can either type in NSLP, or you go over to the right and you can click on those boxes there, and then it's going to come up with all the programs, and then you can select NSLP from that box. So you just select it and then hit OK for it. Sorry, I'm going backwards. Okay. Okay, so for the program year, as we mentioned before, so 22-23, you would just put in 23, the year 2023. Okay, and then remember, that customer number is already populated for you. Over to the left part of your screen, you're going to click execute when all the fields have been entered. So that's all you're going to have to enter here. Also note that we're just doing a demonstration for, you can put in 22 or year 23. There's no data yet for program year 2024. So then you'll click on click to PDF, but we know with this system, because it's so many columns, we don't want to look at PDF because we're not going to be able to see all the columns at once. So we'll want to do option 2, and that is export, and we'll want to export to the Excel spreadsheet. So you'll click export. Again, it's going to open at the bottom of your screen for the Microsoft Excel. Okay, so now we're able to see all the columns. This is going to be all 26 columns from A to Z. That's all 26 letters in the alphabet. So you'll be able to see all of these columns. And then we're going to go through which ones you may want to hide, or you may want to view all of them at one time. You will be able to have your scroll bar there at the bottom so you can see all of your columns. And we're just going to go through pretty much most of the columns that you all are going to take a look at. So of course, your program, that's going to be NSLP, and then your program year. In this example, they have 2021, but you all can go up to 2023 for the examples. Okay, then the sold to party, that's going to show the RA WebSCM ID number there. The sold to name, so that's going to have the RA name, school district, it's going to be the name and state. Okay, then you're going to see like the ship to party, so that's going to be in section F. These will like include the state contracted warehouse or direct ship, RA warehouses, or a processor. And we know like our direct ship districts are those districts that are pretty big that will have their own warehouse where they can take in the product. For many of you that have that are smaller districts, then you will have a state contracted warehouse. Okay, and then there is the ship to name there. So you see the Alpha Foods Company, and again, that's going to be receiving materials for the state contracted or direct ship warehouses or the processor. Okay, so for this one, when we get to column H, this is one that you will not need, so you can do a hide on this column. So in Excel, you should be able to go over to where you can do like a right click, and then you'll be able to like hide the column. So this could be one that you may want to cover up, or you may want to continue to see all of your columns out at one time. Okay, again, for column I, this is another one that's not really needed. So it just shows the requisition number there, and then you can hide that column as well. Okay, column J is another one that you can hide for a requisition item there as well. Requisition number, requisition item. So those may not be things that you want to look at the time. And then of course, column K, we definitely want to look at that column because that's going to let us know if we are using entitlement or if it's bonus. So in this one here, you can see they are using entitlement. Okay, and then you have the order date. So column L is going to show you the order date for those. And then column M is another one that you can hide if it's not needed for that one. Okay, so column N, this is going to show your sales order number. So you will want to take a look at this one. These will begin with the number 5, and they will begin in the 5,000. WebSCM designates this number after TDA submits the recipient agency request. So all of the sale orders, those SOs will begin with the number 5. So that's what you'll want to see there. And then we move over to column O. That's going to show us the sale item, the sale order item. Column P is a very important column that we'll want to take a look at because that one tells us whether or not it's been approved by the state distributing agency. So this is one of the most important ones to pay attention to. It's also going to let us know if it's been purchased, because this will let us know if there's actually a truck being made for this item to get to us. So these are the status orders here. You see the ones that are highlighted, and we definitely want to get to number 6, where it has been received. It's at the warehouse or processor. Okay, so then we have the material. So in column Q, USDA is going to assign that material number to that one. Of course, column R is going to show us the description of that. Again, that is that delicious chicken bone that's in a can. You're going to get 12 cans of those, and they're 15 ounces. So that's the description of what you will be receiving. And then here for column S, it's going to show you the latest delivery date. So if you notice here, they have a delivery of June 16th through June 30th. So the latest that this could be delivered would be June 30th. And this again will include the state contracted warehouse, direct ship warehouse, or a processor. Okay, then we're going to look over at column T. That's going to show us the quantity of material that the recipient agency, you as the district, has requested. So that's going to be either in cases or pounds. So it's going to show us there. Here, it looks like in this example, this is 1,200 cases. So you see the CS there for cases. Okay, and then when we look over in our next example, the order quantity in LB, which would be pounds. So you can see the 13,500 there for pounds. And then we're going to break out how they were able to come up with the average cost of this with some math for this part. It shows us the dollar value of the cases or pounds ordered in column X. So it shows us the net value there of how much all of that would cost. Okay, so this is where we're going to do our math. So this is the formula here. They're going to take column X, which is the net value, and they're going to divide that by column V. And so in this example, they're going to be using the pounds there, and then that's going to give us column W, which is going to give us our average cost of the $1.99. So that is the formula. And then on this next slide, I'm going to actually show you the math of how they did that. So they took column X, so the 26,851.50 cents, divided that by the 13,500, and that gave you an average cost of $1.99. So that is how they came up with that average cost. Okay, so then from this one, you're definitely want to be paying attention to column Y, because that's going to show you the entitlement available at the time the item had been requested. You know, keep in mind that the requisition is a request. Again, in column Y, you can see where it says entitlement amount available. And of course, the E is left off of there, but that's still the word available. So they want to make sure that it's not a misspelling or anything on their part. E is just not able to get on that part of the column. Okay, so now after running the detailed entitlement detail report, we're going to look at the same columns again. So column Y, that shows us our entitlement available. Column X is going to show us the net value there. And then column Z is going to show us the amount pending. So it's like after they have taken the amount from column Y and has subtracted that amount, then column Z is going to show us what is pending. Okay, so unless there's a specified search in this report, bonus orders will be placed in the report as well. line for bonus items will still display values, but it will not factor into the amount of pending. Okay, so we are right at another knowledge check. So this one is going to be a question that you all can answer. Okay, so I'm going to put the question up. The question is, an RA recipient agency is trying to find the entitlement amount available for the requisition purposes. What is the best action to take? Would they A, download a PDF entitlement summary report, B, download a PDF entitlement detail report, C, download an entitlement summary report in Excel, or D, download an entitlement detail report in Excel? So just take a minute and take a look at that one. I see you all have already started placing your answers in the chat. It's great. And while y'all are doing that, we have another knowledge check for you. Okay, so for this one, you're going to scan the QRC code there, and this is where you're going to put your information for the tracker, for them to track your assessment. So remember your student ID. That is going to be your region, your CE ID number, which is going to be the 5 digits, and then your last name, so they can track your assessment there. And then we will come back and go over the question. Okay, I'll leave it up for about another couple of more seconds here as we get ready to complete this portion of it. Okay, so let's go back through our question. Okay, so if you chose A is the summary report that will not contain this information. Additionally, running a PDF report may not contain all the columns necessary to show all available information in a summary report. So if you chose A, that one is not correct. Okay, so B, download a PDF entitlement detail report. An entitlement detail report will include the information needed to check accurate available entitlement amounts. However, a PDF download may not include all the columns that contains this information. So if you put B, that one was not correct. Let's take a look at C. So download the entitlement summary report in Excel. So while downloading an Excel file, it will ensure all available information from the report is viewable. The summary report will not include the column that includes the entitlement, includes the entitlement amount available. And you see they left the E off there so you could see that part for that column. Okay, so if you did choose D, D was the correct answer. So download the entitlement detail report in Excel. So exporting, downloading an entitlement detail report will include the information requested for entitlement amount available and allows the information to be viewed in a file while all the information is presented. So if you all did D, you all got that one correct. Okay. And before we end, I'm going to go back to the QRC code in case anyone else needed it still. I'm going to give y'all just another minute here, and then we're going to take a about a 5-minute break. as we get ready to go into the second part of RA 106. Okay, so we will reconvene at 11:10. I'm going to keep the knowledge check up there for one more minute for those who may need it. And then we'll come back in 5 minutes and we will do the last portion of 106, which will be the other part of the reports. Okay, it's 11:10, so we're going to get started. This is the last portion of our training for WebSCM. We are going to do some labs in December just to come back for refreshers. Just keep in mind to work in the training environment Tuesday through Thursday when you can, so that way you can get more familiar with it. Please go back through the trainings if you do get time. This is going to help really get you acclimated in working in WebSCM and being very comfortable with it. Okay, so we're going to get started on this last part of it. Okay, so again, why WebSCM? So the F&DP module in THMPS does not have an upgrade. And so since 2010, TDA has used the web-based supply chain management system to submit RA orders to USDA. USDA owns and regularly upgrades WebSCM, making it the best solution to serve our recipient agencies in Texas now and in the future. So as they have mentioned before, this is going to be the best for all of us going forward. Okay, so now let's take a look at the course introduction and our objectives. We're going to look at the requisition status report, monitor the requisition activity through the order life cycle, and then the value, look at the value of commodities received and the recipient agency report, and then review value of all commodities received. So this is going to show us what actually has come in. Okay, so the course objectives: understand how to access and execute the requisition status report and the value of commodities received for the RA report, identify related information for all materials requested, and understand how to use information to monitor activity of requisitions, including material status and delivery schedules through the order cycle. Understand how to view the value of commodities received at processor or the warehouse, and then identify and understand the order status code. Okay. So our requisition status report, let's look at our win. We're going to run this report after placing requisitions for materials in WebSCM. And remember, requisitions is a request, not an order. It is making a request. Let's take a look at our why. This is going to be to monitor the status and the information for the material line items through the order life cycle. Okay, so let's look at the old way versus the new way. So in TH1PS, you were able to, you still did an export to Excel and you were able to look at that. But in WebSCM, you are going to go to requisition status report. So you're going to look at that information in WebSCM. So this information was previously found in shipments expected in warehouse section of TNPS weekly commodity bulletin, but now this is going to be found in the requisition status report in the FD report, as the FD module in TNPS will be eliminated. So just keep in mind that when you're looking for this part of it, it will be in the requisition status report for WebSCM. Okay, again, we're going to go back to our home screen and we're going to click on reports. Once we click on reports, we're going to follow the next step, and that's going to be to click on requisition status report. Okay. Okay, so now when you click on requisition status report, you're going to see a lot of more information. Not saying we have to fill all of this in. We're just going to fill in the appropriate fields. Of course, we're going to put in a program. So that would be the NSLP. And then over to the right, you can click on the boxes and that will bring up the programs itself for you to click on. So whichever one is quicker for you, you can type it in or you can pull up the match codes for the box. And if you did the match codes, it's going to show you all the programs and then you're just going to click on NSLP. Hit OK, and it's going to have the program there. Okay, again, for the program year, we do know that our program year always begins in July and then it ends June 30th. So this is showing the current school year of 22-23. So they entered in July 1st, 2022, and that ended June 30th of 2023. So if we were doing, for example, if we were doing this year, you would have done 7/1/2023, and then you would put in 6/30/2024. Keep in mind, though, the training environment is not going to those years, so you can use 22-23 for the example. Okay, so then we're going to click on execute over to the left after we've put in the program, and then we put in the year, the program year. So you'll click execute over to the left of your screen there. Okay, and then the report is going to show all of this information here. So some of this information looks familiar because we've already seen it in the last report where we, kind of hid some columns of things that we really didn't want to take a look at. Again, we will have our scroll bar down there at the bottom where you can move between that to see that information, and then your scroll bar over to the side. Okay, so for this one, we're going to click export because we do want to see this in Excel. We want to be able to see all the information at one time. Okay, so remember the Excel file will appear at the bottom of your screen and you're going to click to open up that file. Okay, as we did before, you're going to, if the sign comes up for the enable editing, you'll just click on there so that way you'll be able to open it up. Again, you'll have your scroll bar there at the bottom as well as on the side to see all the columns. For this one, we're going to just be looking at 24 columns instead of 26. So we'll go from A to X with all of these. Okay, so starting out in column A, again, this is another column that we do not really need to, that's not needed. So you can hide this column for column A. Column B is the same thing. This is a requisition order. It's a requisition or redistribution order number. And you can hide this one if it's not needed, if you don't need to look at this one too. Okay, then column C, same thing. This is the item number identified on the requisition or redistribution order. And you can hide this one if not needed as well. Okay, now column D, we don't want to hide that one because it's going to show us the status. And so this one is going to show us whether or not if it's been approved by the state distributing agency, which would be TDA. So we want to see that it's been approved by the state. You do see some here that say ready for approval, and then some that say approved by the state. So we definitely want to pay attention to column D because that's going to let us know what the status of that requisition is looking like. Okay, and then for column E, this is going to show us the WebSCM customer ID number. Column F will show us the customer name. So as you all can see here, the Lemon 1 RA, of course, that's the training environment. But of course, in this column, it would have like the district name there. So that information would appear. Okay, and then the RA ID number, that number is going to be assigned by the state. Of course, this would be your CEID number. So it'd be that 5-digit number, but in WebSCM, you all are looked at as RA, so it'd be your RA ID number there. Okay, then you see the ship to party. So this is going to include the direct ship warehouses, state contracted warehouses, or the processors. And remember that 5,000 code was it was designated by USDA. So that information will appear there. And then you'll see the ship to. So it'll have like the direct ship warehouse, state contracted warehouse, or the processors. Okay, so the material ID number, that's going to be assigned by USDA. So we'll see that. And then we'll take a look at our item material description. So we will see here we have beef coarse ground, we have orange juice, we have chicken strips. So you can see the first one there is 60 pounds. The orange juice is going to be 96, 4 ounces of those, 4 ounce 90, with the total being 96. And then we see the chicken strips, they are 30 pounds. So you will see the material description there. And then as we come over to column L, that's going to give us the production hierarchy. So that's showing us the material grouping by categories. And you can't hide this one if you don't need to see the product hierarchy of that. And then requested delivery date. So that's going to be the date the order requested for delivery to be shipped to the designated warehouse. So the ship to destinations will include the warehouse and processors. So that's the requested delivery date there. Okay, of course, our program is going to be NSLP. So you'll see that. And then we definitely will want to pay attention to column O, because that's going to tell us if it's entitlement or if it's bonus. So this indicates whether material was requested by using entitlement or bonus, and then it's going to show us the program year at the end of that. So in the example here, we see that it's entitlement for school year 2023. Then we go over, we'll see the amount requested. So as you can see over to the next column, that's going to show you whether or not if it's in pounds or if it's in cases. So that's column Q is going to show us that sales unit. So cases or pounds. And then when we look at column R, that's going to show us the net dollar value for those amounts. So expensive things here. You see 101,000. And then you see like 5,000, so different amounts there. Okay, so on this one, we see that USDA assigned the sale orders number. The number associated with the sales order will be in WBSCM. Okay, so you may notice some blanks there, and we're going to talk about that. So these have item line numbers and identified sale order numbers. So the ones where you see like the blanks, they don't have any order numbers. Nothing has been indicated for them. And then column U, you're going to see purchase. So these items have been purchased. So you'll see those blanks there because those are items that haven't been. So let's see the blank status. So the sale order is created when TDA consolidates the request into a truckload. The blank boxes, as I mentioned, that indicates no sale order has been created and the line item is still ready for approval in the requisition status. Okay, and column V is going to show us the purchase order number. So you'll see that there. Column W will show us line item purchase order, and then you can always hide this column if it's, because it's not needed. So that would be one that you can hide. And then of course, we do want to see column X because we want to see the date the material was received by the ship to location. So we want to know when did that product make it there. Okay, and then these are the codes. So we definitely want to take a look at these, ready for approval, returned by the state distributing agency, approved by the state distributing agency, which would be TDA, and then approved by the SP agency. So that's going to be the purchase status. They also have canceled on invitation, returned by Foreign Service Agency or Agriculture Marketing Service to TDA. And then 8 and 9 are the ones that we want to see. That is purchase price and it's final. It has a USDA purchase truck. And then 9, knowing that the order has been received, the truck is going to arrive at the warehouse or the processor. So those are the codes that we want to look for. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the value of commodities received RA report. When we look at this report, we're going to run this report after materials have arrived to the designated ship to destination and have been receipted. So these things have actually appeared and they are there. The why, we're going to review details on the value of commodities received, may be used during periods of financial reporting. So when we do the financial report in the spring, you will be able to, have this information for that. Okay, so this portion is showing us the old way. So it showed like the summary of commodities in the warehouse. That is now going to be tracked in the warehouse tracking system. So you all can see here, they have Gold Star Foods as one of the examples. So your summaries of commodities received will no longer be found in THUMPS. RAs will use the warehouse tracking system for this information. So you'll be able to find that here in WebSCM. Okay. Okay, again, we are in the training environment, so hopefully everybody is there using this website. Okay, again, we're going to go to reports. So now we're going to access the value of commodities received, and then we're going to just follow the steps. So you'll go back and click on reports from your home page. Then we'll want to click on values of commodities received, RA. Okay, once we do that, we have done this before. We'll put in the NSLP program, or you can go over to the right and click on the boxes where you can match the program up. So whichever one works best for you, it'll be the NSLP. You'll just hit OK, and then it will appear there in the program box. And then for the program year, as I mentioned before, our year begins in July, so July 1st of 2022, and then that program year ended June 30th of 2023. Okay, so then we're going to execute this part. So you'll go over to your left and you'll click execute. And once you do that, that is going to allow you to export, because we do want to be able to see all of the columns and fields. So we want this to go back to Excel. So we'll go to Microsoft Excel. Again, they reminded you it's going to come up at the bottom of your screen for Excel. Okay, so this time we're only going to look at 25 columns. So they've cut it down from A to Y. So you'll see here your scroll bar, and then you'll also have your bar on the side to look at. Okay, again, when we look at column A, that is another column that we really don't need, so you can hide that column. And then column B is going to be requisition redistribution order number. You can hide that column if needed. Another one that you can hide that's not needed is column C. And then, of course, we do want to look at column D. We do want to know, has it been approved by the state? Okay, then we'll look at sold to party in column E, and then it's going to show the sold to party ID. Okay, then sold to name. In the example here, they have Texas Department of Agriculture there. Okay, that RAID, remember that's going to be your CEID, but in here you all are referred to as RA. So that's going to be that 5-digit number. It will appear there. And then column H is going to show us the ship to. So that's going to have the WebSCM ID for the warehouse or the processor. So here we'll see the ship to name. So we'll see like Lux Bake Incorporated. You'll see Michael's Foods here. So this one will show the name of the organization, and it can include the warehouse or the processor. So again, y'all can see the material description and then the product hierarchy of how they wanted to put that there. Remember that material number is going to be assigned by USDA. And then you'll see the material description. So they have flour, white, whole wheat. It's a 50-pound bag. They have eggs that are whole, that's liquid in bulk, in a tank. And then over to the right, you see the product hierarchy. So they put the flour and then poultry and eggs. Chilled falls below that. Okay. So again, this is another column that you can hide that is not needed. Okay, column M, that's going to show the requested delivery date. So the dates for the RA's requested material for delivery to ship to destination. And then ship to destinations will include the warehouse and processors. So you'll see the requested delivery date. And then column N is going to show you the date it was received. So that it was received to the ship to destination. So ship to destinations include warehouse and processors. So just keep in mind this date is for you to select the materials to arrive at either the warehouse or the processor that you selected for each request. Okay, somebody has Thanksgiving meal starting. That is fine. We are almost done. And some of this is repetitive. It's information that we have gone over before, but repetition is very good because it just really helps us, get it. The more we hear it, the more we see it. So again, that date received there. And then of course the program for NSLP. And then requested quantity. So that's going to show you in cases or in pounds. And then y'all saw this from the other one. This one, of course, again, is entitlement, and it's showing us the program year. So you can see entitlement for 2022 or entitlement for program year 2023. Again, the sales units is going to be in cases or pounds. And then they're showing you the net dollar value over in column S. And then the cost of for the pound or the case there. And most of these were pounds, so you can see the cost per pound. And then the sale orders number. Just remember that USDA assigns that sale orders numbers, and these will begin with the number 5. Okay, column V has the sale orders number for the item number, and that's going to be listed for the material listed listed on the sales order. And then column W will show you the order status. So has it been received? So items that have arrived to the ship to destination and have been receipted will appear on this report. So all items on this report should appear as order received. Okay, and then column X just shows us the purchase order numbers. Those begin with the number 4. You can hide that column if needed. Okay, and then we're at column Y, and that is the purchase order item number, and you can hide that column if that is not needed. So now we're right at the end of this one. We do have, hold on. We do have a knowledge check for you. I don't know why it didn't show up. Hold on, so y'all can get that one in. Oh, yeah. Yes, like they've taken it out, so I'm gonna put it there for you all to see. Here is your, see what it gives us on the show. Here's your knowledge check. So you're going to scan that one, and you would do this knowledge check for your assessment. And then we have one more, and that will be it. It's just mainly the terms. So let us know if y'all have any questions. I know some of you all had to get off for lunch and different things. This is being recorded. Once we get it cleaned up, we will send it out so you all can have this information to go back over. Okay, so if it's not letting you scan the QRC code, I believe Ms. Cleveland has put the information there in the chat that you can click on. And I'm going to click it just to see if it works. And it works. So if you all click on the one from the chat, it will take you directly to it. Here's my share. And I'm going to share again. Okay, my screen is loading up. Okay, let us know when you've completed that, and then we're just going to go through the terms, and then we'll be ready to go. Y'all let us know if you have any other questions. Like I said before, we will be available for in-person. We definitely are going to make sure everyone has been on the tracking sheet so you can get credit for all the classes that you have taken with us. And then TDA did say that everyone would get an account. So we just want to make sure that for those that don't need an account, that we can take them off the tracking sheet if they do not need an account. And some of you all have already shared with me people in your district that will not need an account. So if y'all can just keep sharing that information with us so we can update the form. Okay, you are welcome. I'm just going to go through the little knowledge check here. So this is just going to show us just some terms here before y'all go. The requisition status report. This is going to monitor the status and information for material of the line items through the order cycle life. The entitlement bonus summary report, that is to obtain a summary or quick snapshot beginning and remaining entitlement balances and bonuses. And then value of commodities reports received. This is to review details on values of commodities received, and it may be used during periods of financial reporting. So keep that in mind for the value of commodities received report. And then the last one is going to be the entitlement bonus detail report. And this is to view how each item requested impacts entitlement balance and view how much entitlement is remaining. So you definitely will want to make sure you take a look at that report so you can see how much entitlement is remaining, because you want to use all of it. You don't want it to go to waste. And Texas is such a big state. We receive so much money in Texas, so we definitely want to use all of it. Okay, so that is all that we have for you today. If you all have been on all of these trainings with us, thank you for your time. This concludes our training. We will have training, the same training again tomorrow. Our ladies from Region 4 will return. They're going to go back over RA 105 as well as 106. So if you want just a recap, please feel free to join us tomorrow, and we will be going over the same information.